Hi everyone, how's it going? So today I wanted to do a video on Black Desert Online, which is an MMORPG. Basically just going about all the aspects of the game and talking about progression, PvP, the grind, weapon upgrading, life scaling, crafting, and more. Going over everything basically. Hope you guys enjoy. There's going to be a lot of topics and I'll probably have a link in the description to skip around, so hope you guys enjoy. A little bit of background, I've played a lot of MMOs in the past, World of Warcraft, Neverwinter Nights, Guild Wars 2, Secret World, Last Chaos, Wildstar, Terra Online, and more. And this game has similar aspects to those games, as well as having a lot of unique aspects to itself, so let's jump in.
Curtains and fireworks would light the skies, but the dark power it possesses has been hidden by that very civilization.
So I'll start off with the character creation and just go over this really quick. The classes. There are 16 classes in the game. The game had 8 classes on release. About 4 of the classes have similar leveling from 1 to 56, but at 56 each class has an awakening skill, so that definitely separates them. The character customization is pretty in-depth. As you can see, the game has a lot. You go to your character creator, there's a lot to do. There's different hairstyles, different colors. You can choose your horoscope and everything, and your character action. As you can see here, there's different hairstyles. And as far as I've noticed, all these classes, and they definitely do play very differently. I've actually liked the majority of the classes I've tried out. They're very nice. It's a pretty cool system. There's a lot of customization you can do with your hair and the colors and your eye color even, and the face products and everything, so that's really cool. So that's basically all I have to say on that. Okay, so I'm over at Heidel now. This is a new character that I made. So by the time that you have completed all your tutorial quests and you've gotten here, you should be at level 16, which is really cool. Like, how many games have you at level 16 by the time you're out of the tutorial? Which is a really interesting thing about this game. The grinding, you will level up like really quickly from the 16 to 50. The experience is slightly increased that you'll need as you get higher, about 40. Once you get to 50, you'll start hitting a soft cap and it'll get pretty damn difficult to level up, and even more exceedingly difficult, which is just ridiculous at level 56. So when it's nighttime, you also gain extra experience. The enemies are a bit stronger, but you also get the experience. The loot system in this game is pretty good. As you can see, these enemies drop like 3 stacks of items, and throughout the whole game, and they also drop silver. So throughout the whole game, when you kill mobs and stuff, it's actually doable to get silver pretty quickly, as far as I can tell. And throughout the game, it's been a good source of getting gold and everything, because you can just sell the trash items that you get from mobs and everything. And even killing these early enemies, 51 of those, that's going to go for about at least 5,000 silver just off those enemies, so that's pretty good. Currently doing an inventory quest. Another thing you want to do, here's a tip, you get the 3 inventory slot expansions from doing the tutorial quests along the way, and then also if you go to your inventory and go to suggested, there will be an inventory expansion quest line that you can follow and get these. So I actually haven't done these a whole lot, so I'm starting to do this on this alt, or this twin character that I made. Alright, so this is another character. I'm over at the orc base camp on the map. The world progression is pretty cool in this game. If you go to the map and everything, you start up here at Olvia, I believe. Yeah, over here at Olvia you start the game, and you'll go along this way and then down to Heidel eventually, which is basically the beginning of the game right here. It's pretty much center of the map, and all these things tell you that the locations of where you need to go to level up. 20 to 22, 23 to 25, 27 to 31 where I'm at right now. You'll work your way over here past Calpheon to the second part of the map to get to 50, and so on and so forth. This character I wanted to use as an example of a character that I've twinked a little bit on, which is, getting a character, you have a main character, and then this character would be a character that you would buy some gear off of, or, use some higher level gear to just be able to speed run a bit more. And I haven't been playing him like crazy. One nice thing, about the game is it lets you move at your own pace, whether and how far you want to level, how high you want to go, and how quickly you would like to level. So that's pretty nice. I'll show you an example of my gear in a minute. So on this character currently, I'm gonna kill these guys so they don't interrupt. Staying over here. Alright, so on this character, I'm using the +5 gear for the luck, so I get a little bit more drops for luck +2 and a bit more movement speed for the 3 sets. And, you know, items, if you're using the same types of armor, you'll get bonuses. This +11 Xeris gloves is off of another character, so I didn't have to buy it off the market, as well as all these accessories. Obviously, I wouldn't have these anywhere. I wouldn't have any of these going through the original game, so with a new character. And my AP is 90, over 90. And then these 2 weapons at the bottom I had bought off the market. This character, the bronze dagger, I was able to get off of mobs, thankfully, so for a +11. Sometimes you can save those, and if you want to make a character, you can use them. I mean, you get an extra 7 AP and 15 DP, so. And then the Bara staff, which is really good for leveling and everything. I decided to go with the +12. So that's just some info on that. Quick side note, you know, when you're playing characters, if you're looking for a new class to play and you want to know how their skills are and everything, you can just go to your skill tree. You'll just press the K button, and this will show you all your skills, of course. You know, you can go down all these and see the stats and everything, your passive abilities, the abilities that you'll learn. And then you can even preview your awakening skills, which is really awesome. Certain skills are hotkeyable, certain skills are not. You have to input the combo, but you can preview your awakening skills. So when you're choosing a new character or a character that you would like to play, you can really look at these, and she's like, well, these look pretty cool. I would like to level this to 56 eventually, or whatever. It really works out for you. So that's about all for that. So really quickly, an example of how you're going to make money in this game. You know, when you go to the market and stuff, and you're tweaking a character, +5 equipment can be kind of expensive. If you're new, it can be really expensive. Like you say, a +15 is 16 whopping mil, which, you know, like, it's not a lot for veteran players, but for new players and myself, sometimes it can be a good chunk of money. So, you know, from just like grinding there and what I did, a little bit of grinding afterwards, I gained about 2 levels, and then I'll net about 400,000 or 500,000 gold, silver from selling all these items just to a vendor. You can put these up on the market, but sometimes, you know, these crystals for 15k, you know, they're not going to sell too quickly, especially Elisha rings and stuff. You might sell them, but it really depends on the economy and everything. So just a quick note there. So another thing people do these games are do the boss scrolls. This is a pile of face scroll, which you get from the skulls written in ancient language from the desert, and this will summon some monsters. This is actually the first one I've done. So what you can do when you do these, you'll be killing a boss, and you can get some pretty good items and everything, or you can get some memory frags and everything. I might be able to solo this. I'm pretty sure I can. This is my main character here, or my alt character. And what people do, they'll get groups together to do these boss scrolls. Some people only want to do them if you have a lot of scrolls, but I'm figuring I can just do one of these and it'll be fine. I'll get at least a couple mem frags, hopefully. And you need mem frags because your equipment can degrade when you are upgrading and whatnot, and it's really helpful to have mem frags to restore if you don't want to buy the same type of item. Normal part of the quest. So that's probably all the gameplay I'll put in here of that. See what this next boss is. That's pretty cool. You get to fight some unique enemies here. That's pretty cool. This thing looks like a vampire from it's a game Skyrim, so that's kind of cool. Alright. From that I only ended up getting 1 memory fragment, which is really bad. But it's released half value, so whatever. That's really unfortunate anyways. Oh well though. Another mechanic that I really like in this game is the autopathing function. You can open your map, right click a location anywhere on the map except for in the desert, and then just press the T button and you'll automatically walk to that location. But you know, that's something that is pretty unique to this game. I've never seen that in any other MMO, and I think that's pretty much necessary, like if you want to go do other things. Like, it's really nice because you can autopath it. You know, you go get some food, you know, and do whatever, get a drink or whatever, and it allows you to walk away from the screen while you're still doing things. Same thing with crafting and whatnot. and I'll probably cover some other things, and we'll go over the crafting and upgrading items as well. So so we'll go into the life skills a bit. Right here, this is farming right here. It's one of the professions in the game. There's about 10 of them right here. You know, if you try to games that don't really give you a lot of incentive to crafting and gathering in games, which I really was for a while, you know, I would look into crafting in games, and you know, a lot of the things I just didn't want to make because they're like either too difficult to make, it takes too long, or it just is tedious. You know, you don't get a lot of incentives. But you know, here it actually, like, you can make money from it, and there's a lot of items that you can make from different life skills, and you can make money from it. So it's pretty nice. This is a really nice system that they have here. I really like it. I just recently got back into farming. I played it like a couple years ago. I had a farm, but now it's a bit more. I've kind of upgraded it and stuff after getting contribution points. I've been able to do that. And during this, you can do plant breeding. Your crops are going to get up to 100%, possibly 200%, depending on how long you leave them out. And you can choose to plant breed or harvest them. Harvesting will give you a set amount or a random amount of resources typical to the herb that you planted, and then you can also plant breed, which gives you anywhere from 1 to 3 seeds, as far as I've seen, which can be used to just regrow your crops, which is really a pretty cool system in my opinion. If you take a look at the map here, you can go to the top right here, and you can get resource information, you can get groundwater information. I'm farming in a pretty decent area right here. The temperature up here is good for these plants. I haven't had any problems so far. If you do the copper information, the humidity is a little bit high for these onions. It's just a tad off, but for the sunrise herbs, they are perfect. So that's basically all I have to say on farming. So more on gathering and for the crafting right here. Basically right now I'm killing these triangle head lizards on my warrior, and I ran out of energy, so I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm going to have to do it on the alt or either wait for energy. And basically, you know, you just kill them, and you have to have a tanning knife or something in your inventory, a gathering item. And get rid of that so I can get this. And then you just go up to the killed enemy if it's harvestable, and you can gather. And basically what I need to do this for, I was checking it out, I want to get an outfit for this character, but I don't want to buy it. So in Heidel, this is another thing about the housing system, I'll talk about that in a minute, or later on. I got the costume mill here, and you have access to a lot of costumes that you can actually make in the game. And this is really neat because, you know, the pay-to-play aspect that people say it's pay-to-play, and I don't really agree with that, but, you know, for each to their own. But with this, you need, for the warrior, you need to get the design, which I'm working on for Amity. You need to get steel, which I have, the flax fabric, which you have, and then I need the fine hard hides 10 and the blackstone powder. So, and then processing this is going to take me a while because I need to go to drying. You open L, and it gives you all these options: grinding, heating, filtering, chopping, etc. for trees and whatnot. You need 10 hard hides to make a fine hide. So this will take a while for me to do, but it'll definitely be worth it. You can say processing not going as planned, and it could be as it's raining right now. Sometimes you can't do certain things when it's raining. But this is actually working. I think just certain things you can't do, so I'll be doing that, and then doing some mining on the other characters in order to get the rough stones to make the blackstone powder, and then I should be able to get that outfit eventually. So that's another thing, you know, talking about the pay-to-play aspect. Some workarounds. There are definitely workarounds to the pay-to-play, you know, like you can get certain things off the Pearl Shop, but you can also get them with loyalties on certain items. All right, here. And you can get inventory inspections in game. Weight limit's not too bad because you can get a horse or something in a mount and then put items on that, and then you don't have to be backtracking as much because of the weight capacity in your inventory right here. So, alright, so since we've talked quite a bit about the processing and the crafting and everything, we'll do a little bit of combat here. This is my other character right here, probably like the second most character that I played. Really like my sorcerer. When you're grinding and stuff, you want to find like a good path to take, and this is currently at Helms. You need about 80 to 110 AP to fight them here, or you're gonna get stomped. And The DP, they can still harm you, you know, depending on how much you have and stuff, but it works really well for this character. I've upgraded a lot, and I've upgraded my critical rate and whatnot. Here's my gear. Got a couple plus 15s. Most of my gear is try, or not try, definitely not try, but pry, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after plus 15. My AP is 129, Awakening is 123, and my defense is 212. So this is the Helm's Cave. You can get there just behind the grinding spot I was just at. It's pretty good to level in here. The enemies are a bit tougher, but it's definitely worth it. I mean, at my level, they won't do nearly as much damage, but you know, it's still a bit challenging sometimes, especially if you're trying to take somebody in here and power level in. It doesn't work too well because just there's so many enemies. These devourers and stuff, they have this really annoying slam attack, and they can knock you back really easily. Stopwatch, and I'll be skipping around to show you an example of how much experience I gain. Currently, I'm at 15.788 experience, so we'll see after like I'll grind here for a couple minutes and show you guys the example when I come back. There's another really annoying enemy right there, which is that golem. As you can see, I'm getting knocked down a lot, and certain enemies in the game will do that. It's kind of annoying. To counter that, you want to get some gems with knockdown resistance. I currently don't have any, which is probably why I'm getting knocked down so much. And plus those golems, their attack is just annoying. They just target you and pretty much instantly cast on you. So you also have these abilities right here, or the Black Spirit's Rage. When you get to 100%, which basically you get 1 per enemy you kill, you can release a special attack like that. It'll basically just modify the attack you do, or for some characters it's just like an efficient thing. It's just like it changes the ability. Like usually right click is the block for this character, and it turns it into that black hole effect. And when you go to your skills, like anything with a red border around it will basically have that effect added to it. It'll have the Black Spirit Rage. Side note right there. I don't think it even shows up in the skill menu, but anyway, anything with a red border had around it, you can do that one. Usually, most characters have that on their normal abilities. This character does not. Stopwatch is at 7:54, about 8 minutes now, and I've gained like 0.50 experience, maybe like 0.6. So it's like you can get an idea for how long it takes. So I'll go ahead and tell you guys anyway. Having set the stopwatch to 10 minutes, it has just stopped. Setting an auto path on the way out of here. So I went from about 15, it was like 0.8, I think, 15.8 to 16.17%. So as you can see, I mean, I took out about probably 7 or 8 mob groups, probably more than that actually. So depending on the area you're in, your abilities and your level, it's going to take different amounts of time, but that way any new players can get an example of how long it takes to level up. It's definitely tedious. If you're like, if you got a busy life, you know, people may want to log on, get like 1% of experience, 3% at this level, and then just call it good for a while. So there's an example for that. Alright, so real quick, another thing, we're jumping around all over the place in this video. So I'm going to do some fishing. You know, basically at the top right, you can click NPC and you can search for an NPC. And you just type in fishing, or you click the fishing button. See, there's a couple people fishing here. What you want to do, you can get these fisher clothes. These are much better than buying the outfit that gives you the bonus on the marketplace, or on the pearl shop. And I'm going to be equipping the fishing rod and using some paste bait. You can get paste bait for loyalties. Basically, when you do this, that'll increase, the paste bait will increase your fishing speed. And you can use a certain amount of energy to either catch better fish or increase your level. This character is my fishing main right now because my other one is farming, so I'm currently fishing apprentice 3. It takes a little bit to level up. But yeah, how you get the loyalty, you just type in paste bait right here, type in paste, and they're 25 and you get 10 of them, so it's actually a really good offer right there. And it'll take a minute for the fish to show up. As you can see here, we already got a bite. You'll press the space bar, and then you gotta hit it when it goes in the blue area. And then you have to input a set amount of things. We got a key. You can also get those. Those aren't fish, but I think the fishing in this game is actually really good. You know, honestly, it's like fishing simulator, to be honest. Like, you can even make a boat, and then you could go out, like I could be fishing out there, or you can go out in the sea anywhere and actually catch better fish, I guess. I haven't actually tried going super far out to do that yet, but that's actually a pretty popular thing. People get on boats and invite people, and you can go out and fish with people, so it's really fun. So moving on with the video, I just missed the Kazarka, or the Karanda boss spawn. I was trying to run over there, but I was on the other side of the map. Unfortunate. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna show you what I got from fishing. I got this leather carp. That thing's worth like 40k. I'm gonna get 12k here. I'm not even gonna try to bargain. Trading, you can grab certain items and fish, and that will increase your trading level when you trade them off. And you can also grab packs of items and transport them. But what I'm going to do is, I got these 5 crawfish, the 3 bleakers, 2 goby minnows, and all this, the relic shard, and surprisingly a Layla's petal from fishing. So I'm going to go ahead and dry all of these off the screen. Alright, so continuing on with the video, did a couple things off screen. My cooking was beginner 10, so I got that up to apprentice so I can cook these good feeds. I dried all the fish. Drying fish, you can't sell it on the, you can still sell on the market, but the price is drastically reduced. And you can store it that way though if it's dried, and you can use it for cooking and everything. This is my little player home right here. I'm using the advanced cooking utensil I got today. So what I want to do here is make some good feed, which I have been trying to do for a couple days now. I think it took me like 1 or 2 days. I had to get all the materials, figure out where to harvest meat at and everything. So I'm going to put any materials in here. For the good feed, you need 1 fish, 4 wheat flour, 6 meats, and 3 mineral waters. So this should work. I was having a couple problems with it. It was glitching up and things, saying that it wasn't working. At beginner level, you can't make this, so this should work. And the reason I want to make the good feeds is because the cheap food that you buy from the stable keeper takes, okay, it works, sweet. It costs 3,000. So if you make these, and they barely restore any stamina for your pets. So using these restore 80 hunger. You can also sell them on the marketplace for 12k or 10k, which is pretty dang good. There's a lot of them up though, so it doesn't always work. Another nice thing in this game, you can go to the crafting. I press escape and go to that. See right there, it says cooking has failed. I do not know why it keeps doing that. Maybe because I run out of a certain amount of ingredients at some point. I don't know what's going on there. I had enough. But what you can go is look through this menu. It's all alphabetized, and the good feed is right here. So that's about crafting for you. That's cooking and everything. To get it up to apprentice, you basically have to make a ton of beers, and then anything that you discover here is going to be just accessible, and then you can just automatically add the ingredients by clicking select. And we'll go on to a couple other things. Maybe cover weapon upgrading next. Alright, so the last video for this night, I'm going to have to finish this tomorrow. The servers are about to go down for maintenance. The Lawn and Awakening is coming out, so you can upgrade your gear. It starts at 0, and you can upgrade it from 1 to 15, and that'll just increase its stats and everything. You also have 5 levels after 15, Pry, Duo, Tri, Tet, and Pen, and those are really hard to achieve pretty much. What I'm going to do here is show you an example. I've got a Pry Scythe of Seduction here. You're going to press the common key to bring up the Black Spirit. I'm going to go to Enhancement. I'm going to bring this up. I have 29 fail stacks right now, and I got these all from the Pry of Scythe of Seduction. I used a Vox advice to get it that high, so it's totally RNG. It decreased, of course. So this is like where people rage and stuff, you know. In this game, you know, people don't like the RNG. Some people don't. A lot of people don't. I personally saw it. Like, this looks terrible. 35 fail stacks. You'll be doing this a lot. You can also skip this in animation if you're tired of watching it. At that point, you know, usually people say to just get rid of these. They call it like a cursed weapon. 41 fail stacks. I would think that it would have worked there. I don't know why I'm still upgrading that. It's only a green weapon. I posted it in chat one time and people are like, you're still upgrading a green weapon. And I'm like, yep, So that's pretty terrible. Like after losing, that's about 7 concentrated millstones, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, that's about 24 mil that's wasted on an item. So that's all that is. The server's going to go down for maintenance, so I'll go ahead and finish this video up tomorrow. I know the place, so thanks for watching again. There's also these special merchants that show up. Sometimes you can either get Pedrigio or Morco here. You go to the secret shop, this will cost 10, Pedrigio costs 50, and it'll just give you a chance to get some different items. You can view another for 10. Nothing in here I really want. This might be decent, Resplendent Sapphire. You know, you can come here and you can maybe get something that you need to craft, so. Alright, so I'm on my way to the desert to grind for a bit, but I thought we could take a look at the PvP. What you do is you press escape and go to Red Battlefield. To join Red Battlefield, you'll spawn in the tower here. Now, I'm just going to basically talk about PvP for a minute or two. PvP in this game, it's not balanced. Like, you can duel and stuff outside of the structured PvP, and it'll be a lot more balanced if you find people around your gear score. But, you know, look at that example right there. I just got 2-shotted. And this is like a really common thing in the PvP. This game, they have not balanced the structured PvP yet, so when you go into this, your gear score determines how well you do. And I have 200 defense points, and that's quite a bit. In my opinion, that's like an intermediate player's. Some people would say it's still shit, but you know, in my opinion, that's really good. But you know, some of these people are packing like 300 DP and 250 AP across the board, or probably even higher, up to 300 and 400, so it's just ridiculous. See, all these guys, they're all fighting fairly and stuff, they're all living and stuff, but me, I can only do a certain amount of damage to these people, barely anything really. I can maybe throw out like a AoE attack to heal me or something, maybe increase my defense with a boost, but it really isn't going to make much of a difference. So the structured PvP in this game, there's definitely a downside to that. It's definitely not the game's strong point. If you can find people to duel outside of the structured PvP, it's definitely a lot funner. The only benefit to doing Red Battlefield if you're not up to par is so you can get the daily, which gives you 200 energy once you have 5 seals, and you can get seals like 1 or 2 from losing and 6 for winning, I think. Alright, so here's the other thing. On the other hand, the PvP in this game is also quite good if you really think about it, because what you can do in the open world, this game has a karma system similar to Last Chaos if you played it. It used to be a popular game, like 6 years ago I used to play it, but now it's not so popular. You have a karma system. I have max karma, which is 300k right here. If you have max karma or around max karma, you'll have a blue name like this. If you're at a lower karma or minimum, you'll have a 0. And then negative karma puts you into the red zone, which makes it so that NPCs can attack you in towns. If you press Control C, or if you press Alt C, this will appear near your name, and that actually turns on PvP. So what you can do in open world if you're really into PvP is you can walk up to people. I don't know, let's say this Ayaz 226, you know, just attack him. See, this guy, you know, obviously his gear score isn't that as high, he's AFK, but you know, I can hit him and he'll take quite a bit of damage and everything. So I'm not gonna kill him because he's AFK. If you go to your karma, I just lost 3,000. If you ever happen to get stuck in this game, you can't get out, just go press escape, and then go to escape, and it'll relocate your character to a safe zone. So that's pretty much, you need that in any MMO in case you get stuck. Alright, so a bit on with the video here. I wanted to cover a couple different things: the energy, contribution, knowledge and lore of the game, as well as a couple other things, pretty much everything. Over in Calpheon City right now, this is one of the main cities in the game. It's designed really well, in my opinion. There's a lot to do, there's a lot of quests, and it's actually a pretty big town, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my processing. I had to complete a quest to unlock. So you go to the top left here, there are 54 nodes in the game, 15 towns, 5 cities, 24 gateways, 29 trades, and 39 danger zones. So just a little minor detail there. So first thing, the energy in the game, you know, at the top left you'll see I have 141 total energy. You start off with an energy that's a lot lower, it's like below 30 I believe. And that regions when you're online, when you're offline, for a lot of things. Everything that you do for harvesting, gathering, processing doesn't use any energy, but pretty much everything that you do in the game uses energy. Sometimes for like audio or for dialogue options it'll use energy and stuff, so really helpful. It's a unique mechanic. The other thing I want to talk about is like housing and contribution system. If you click on any city, you'll get all these little houses that pop up, And you can click on these. You get storage options, horse gear workshops, you get refineries, mineral workbenches, a lot of different stuff, tool workshops, lodges for your workers. You get a worker list, and I actually need to recover my goblin here. I'll do that later, but all of your workers have energy, and they can gather from nodes, which is really cool. They can gather resources from you and build things, or do any crafting in the towns. And that's pretty much what contribution is used for. Contribution is used for like renting things from the merchants and everything around the game, like fences and items. And it's also used to activate nodes and keep them active. You allow 5 per node and everything, and that'll be used. It's kind of like if you have 10 contribution, you use 5 of them to activate a node. You only have 5 contribution left. That 5 will stay to be used for that, whatever you're using it for. And you can get those from questing, like any quest really in the game will give you contribution points. Say this quest right here, a special request, gives you 500 contribution experience, so it gives you more incentive to play the game through and do the quest line. I'm actually going to start the main quest line on this character and play it all the way through. I won't get any drops from until level 50 because I'm such a high level, but I'm going to do the entire quest line. I've played for a long time, and I haven't even done like the main quest line in the game. I'm going to do that so I can get my fairy hopefully pretty soon, so that's really nice. The next thing I want to talk about is knowledge and lore within the game. So people say this game doesn't have a lot of lore. My guild says there's a lot of lore, that and there's people will disagree and everything, like a lot of the community says, but people like to troll and stuff. But if you press H right here, it'll bring up everything right here. You have academics, the trade, character, topography, and you can open up any of these and you can just get information about what you've seen within the game. And this is all the lore right here, like a fish. Flatfishes are horizontally flat, both of their eyes are on the side of the body, and they often crawl to the seabed. And so that's a lot of lore right there, all of this right here. You can look up any characters in the game that you've met, and you can just like read about them. The residents of Olvia, there's a goblin right here, he says his horoscope, and then there's also like a little dialogue box explaining about the character and everything. So there's a lot of lore that you can look up within this game if you really want to, which is really immersive in my opinion. So that's kind of the lore, pretty much, and any story lines that you go through will explain that. So I've completed that. I'm going to walk back to Heidel, and then I'll make that outfit, and then I'll continue the video and everything. I've kind of been playing in between the video, that's why it's been taking forever putting the footage together and everything for you guys. So if you have watched this far, again, I appreciate it. So I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Alright, so one quick note real quick. I finally managed to make that armor. It took me a day and a half, I think, so I got a downside actually about it. You go to it, and it has this little thing right here. If you look at the yellow text, says you can use an equipment tailoring coupon to turn it into an actual outfit. Now this is pretty shitty. It's one of the downsides of the game because you can't actually make, and see, as you can see, it takes up all your armor slots, so your armor just immediately goes to your inventory. So this is one of the downsides of the game. I really like the look of it, but it means I can't use it in combat. I can, but I won't get any bonuses. I won't get any armor, so you have to get a trade coupon from the market, and you can actually only buy this from the Pearl Shop, which is just not good. So you would think that they would make this a loyalty item, but it's not. And it costs 1,500 pearls, so that's just definitely not worth it. I won't be doing that. So you can get an outfit for towns and stuff. When you go into trade and stuff, and to towns to chill, you can have an outfit, but other than that, you're going to have to either get a costume from the Pearl Market, catch one on the market, or just not use an outfit, and you can use it in town, so that's kind of good. I'm going to go ahead and grind a little bit, get to the next 2 areas, and then I will be finishing up this video with a couple more clips, hopefully. Alright, so one of the things I wanted to talk about in this game specifically are the expansions, basically. Now, since the game's release, they had basically the base game, which was the left side of the map, excluding Comasovia, which was released not too long ago. Now, basically, they've received some backlash saying that the game only cares about money and everything, but facts have it be. In 2016, the media expansion was released, the media expansion was released, which increased the world by 30%. And that was in 2016, of course. And, that added a lot of content. It added the Elrics, it added all the new grind spots, it added pretty much, more content that could be done. So, you know, and it's a free expansion. All the expansions in this game have been free, which is really, really nice. And where we're at right now, the desert, the Valencia expansion was also added in 2016. Again, the people were not charged for, you know, if you own the game, then you can play wherever the hell you want to, which is a really cool thing in my opinion. So that's really a good plus about this game. You know, all the expansions are free, and you know, of course, the Dragon, I think, expansion, which is actually coming pretty soon. It should be, or it could be a bit far out. It looks pretty cool. I'm really excited for it. Actually, it'll add some variety to the game, more variety. So, to give you an idea, like you probably know this already, but you know, Media is right here. So it added all of this right here to the game, which is pretty big chunk because I think the base game was just this. And then that was in 2016, so that's a good size. There's a lot of grind spots. There's like 4 or 5 grind spots, or you know, 6 grind spots, 8 that you could do, as well as the quest and everything. And then this was the Valencia expansion. Oh, that was also including here. Or I think this might have been in Valencia too. But this was all added, the entire span of the desert, as well as all these villas and everything. So just a lot of content. Just one thing that I wanted to touch on the game. So really cool in my opinion. So hopefully that's helpful. Alright, so the very last thing I wanted to cover in this video was talking a bit about the community and the guilds that you can join in the game. First I want to say, if you open up the escape tab and go to the top left and click BDO Wiki, it'll bring up this page. It's a white screen right now, but it'll load and it gives you a ton of information on the game, so it's pretty helpful. You can look up information about classes and everything there, about crafting and all sorts of stuff. So, about the community in this game, it's an interesting one. I've laughed a lot about the chat, you know, I've seen some stuff that like is just funny. There's also a lot of interesting people in it. They're all over the place. I'm not very moral myself, but yeah, they say some weird stuff on here. So, in the early day, it's kind of just people chatting and stuff. Midday, today, there was like some arguments about other MMOs being better and whatnot. And then sometimes they just chat about them, you know. There's a lot of people on here who can just talk about the MMOs and just acknowledge that which ones are good and which ones they like and just talk about it. So it's pretty nice. I've added some players in this game, like I've got a friend list right here, so I've added like 15, 25 players, helped some people power level, which I kind of enjoy doing, save some time, and I can also farm some items or get some gear to sell. If you press Y, it'll bring up this menu right here, your daily rewards. They've got upgrades, daily experience boost for characters over level 56, and daily boosts for characters under level 56, so that's really nice. But other than that, the community is pretty good. It's pretty active and everything. There's about 25 players active in my guild, or a little bit over that. I'm in like one of the smaller sized guilds. It's kind of a medium sized guild actually. I haven't talked about the guild tab right here. If you bring this up, you can see all your skills, conquest history, and everything. You can have node wars against other guilds and a lot of stuff. These are all the guild skills you can have, extra AP, fishing skill bonuses, and whatnot. A lot of stuff here. You also get a daily pay that you can pick up for. Mine is about 365k, which isn't bad for this guild. It's a nice bonus, so there's definitely bonuses to join guilds. You can get some tips and everything. There's a lot of players in this game that are really helpful. Some, like, if you ask questions in chat, some will just troll you and stuff, but usually, like, people will reply and stuff, especially if you're on ones other than Olvia. Usually you'll get, like, really good answers if you have any questions and stuff, so that's a really nice thing about the community. Is sometimes helpful and whatnot, so it's always nice. Another thing is the attendance rewards. Let me kill that dude real quick. This class is pretty fun, I like it. So we press escape, and you go to the left in the middle. There's attendance awards in the game, like most games, like Guild Wars 2 and stuff. There's memory fragments, hard crystal black shards, advice of Valks, and all sorts of stuff that you can pick up from playing day 1 through 31. It's also loyals, returning, and guild players as well, so there's a lot of cool stuff in this game. Played a lot of MMOs in the past, like I said, and this is just the one that I've ended up playing for now, and I'm really enjoying it. One of the reasons I like is because there's so much to do, and it gives you a way to, you can choose how you want to play. So that's pretty much all I have to say on the community. I could say more, but I think I've pretty much covered most of the bases, and so that's about it. I'll do a closing clip, and that'll be everything. Alright everyone, so that has pretty much been me talking about Black Desert Online. That's pretty much everything I have to talk about. I think I covered a lot of topics and everything, so that's my overview for the game. I hope the video was really interesting for you, or it was very helpful. And the nice thing about gaming, you can choose when you want to play, what you want to play, and then how you want to play. And this game gives you a lot of options, how you want to progress, how quickly you want to do things and stuff. So there's a lot of play styles and everything. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you could leave a like, I appreciate it. This video took me a little while to make, so if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great week. See ya.